Okay, so now we have our data and we have a pretty good model for global warming. But what if we now want to download our data and look at the temperatures for a certain year, or maybe when T warming is equal to a certain number? Well, we can do that by adding this code here. So what we're going to do is copy this code here, and we're going to paste it in our code right after the end of the for loop. So here, where it says end for, we're going to paste right after that. So once again, we're going to do Control V to paste it in. And now when we run the simulation, we can see that it looks the same here. Once again, T warming is increasing. But now once we get to 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit, we're going to download the data. And we chose that temperature just because that's what scientists think is a good estimate for the increase since about the year 1880. So again, we can see that around here, we've downloaded it in an Excel sheet. So now we can go and open that up. So now we can look at this here. Let's make it a little bigger. We see that we have each day of the year shown on the left, and we have the corresponding temperature shown on the right. So now let's analyze this data a little bit. So first we can find the maximum and minimum temperature, which tells us the hottest and the coldest day at this certain year in our simulation. So to do that, we're going to highlight our data by selecting A and B at the top. And then we're going to go up to Data here. And then we're going to sort here. It might be a little different if you use another program except Excel, but a lot of them will have similar sorting features. So we can sort by temperature here. And then we're either going to pick smallest to largest to show the minimums first, or largest to smallest, which will show us the largest first. So here, when we sort it, we can see that, again, our lowest temperatures are around 20 degrees. And if we sort it again, largest to smallest, we have around 85 degrees for the hottest temperature. And so we do have a different way, or an easier way to do this. If we just want to see the absolute highest or lowest, we can use the minimum or maximum functions. So if we type equals, first this equals tells us that we're doing a function, so we're not just typing in data to a cell. So if we first want to know the highest temperature, we can type max and then open a parenthesis. And then we're going to click B there to highlight our entire temperature set. And then when we hit enter, we can see it gives us 85.73. So again, if we can check it here, that is the highest temperature. If we then wanted to do the minimum, we do equals again, this time min, and then in the parentheses, once again, we choose our temperatures. It shows us the 20.07. So again, that was the lowest temperature that we saw when we sorted data. So these are just a couple ways to sort and analyze our data so that we can go ahead and use it for something else.
So now it would be cool to see the variability from day to day and how much the temperature jumps from day to day in our data. To do this, all we're going to do first is sort from days instead of temperature again. So on Excel, you're just going to highlight A and B, and then you're going to click the sort button that's up there. And then we're just going to sort by day instead of temperature, and then smallest to largest. Alright, and now to see the variability and the jumps between temperatures from day to day, all we have to do is go here at the cell C2, and then you're going to type in equals ABS for absolute value, and then the parenthesis, and then you're just going to do this bottom one from B3 here minus the one above it, and then click enter. And then you're just going to drag it all the way down, and this will just give all of the variability and all the jumps from day to day. And if you remember from when we coded the random function earlier, that just added a random number between -10 and 10. So if you think about it, the biggest jump that we should have from day to day shouldn't be any more than about 20. And so then we have them all here. And if we scroll up, we could just find the max and see how close to 20 the maximum jump actually is. So to do that, we're just going to type equals max, and then we're just going to click on the C one, click enter, and it's 19.47, which is actually very close to 20. So we can see that adding the variability, everything happened like how we think it would.